Hey everybody, how's everything going? Let's see, we're starting to filter into the room. Thank you for the first person to hit the like button. Let's see, we've got a couple people that's over on Facebook also watching us live. So, hey everybody over on Facebook. Hey Georgina, Gwen, Christy, Jackie. Um, since there's only two soaps, we can talk about, you know, anything as, the questions come. So let me know what you thought about the shows this week. Yeah, Lisa, I'm starting to think more and more that Zombie Chad is the one who drugged Abigail because he is so intent on saying Gabby did it that, yeah. Yeah, I'm glad Kristen is only leaving temporarily. Um, and I think I saw this morning on Twitter, May 25th, Eric proposes to Nicole. Eugene, I do not know who now married. It's probably going to be Julian, but there could be a twist. So I don't know. My only suspects of who's drugging Abigail is Chad and Li Shin. But next week she officially leaves the show. She has wrapped up and she is gone. She was only coming back temporarily, and last time she left crazy, and I guess this time she left crazy. Last time she left without Chad, it was because she was crazy, and now she left without Chad again. She's leaving without Chad again because it's crazy. The only reason why it could be Julian is because that's one of the few people I think she could actually blackmail into doing it. Well, Zoe does come clean to Rafe, but according to the spoilers, there is something she lies about. I don't know what her lie will be, but she's not going to tell Rafe the whole truth. So maybe we'll find out maybe next week what she didn't tell Rafe. But it definitely says she lies to Rafe. Lisa, I think with Eli and Lonnie that that was just to give them something to do, um, some friction in a relationship. But I just think they don't know what to do with them now, just like Jack and Jennifer. Once this is why I say, people rush and want these couples together and to be happy. And once they're happy, they have no storyline. Jack and Jennifer are back together. They have had no storyline for months. Eli and Lonnie are finally back together, and they have no storyline. So, they lost their own personal storylines. But that's why I'm like, I'm fine with the confusion and keeping them fighting to be together. Now, if I was writing them, it'd be a whole different story because I would give them stuff to do while they're in a relationship, like normal people. Okay, Melissa, the next soap fam is the normal Wednesday at 8 p.m. I will see you then, and thanks for stopping in and saying hi. Yeah, Vivian comes back in June, um, and the spoiler says that she's going to rewrite history. So I guess maybe Stefan might have had a twin, or that could really be Stefan. I feel like it's really Stefan, but the rumor mill says that he could also potentially be a twin, or she could be lying that Stefan's a twin and is really Stefan. So, Vivian is coming in to clear up who Jake is, I think. Okay, Georgine, um, you gotta explain that a little bit. I haven't seen all of General Hospital. I just tuned in Friday to see who Nell was married to and didn't show. But um, well, Eve is coming back to the show to try to stop Sierra and Ben wedding or sabotage Sierra and Ben wedding, from what I'm reading. So that's the rumor so far. But the rumor is they're bringing Eve in to cause some issues for Ben and Sierra. Well, Lisa, I don't think that Liz is going to be pregnant. She's got enough kids, and she's sort of getting up there in age. Although Franco might want a kid of his own. I don't know. They could saddle Liz with another kid that they don't show, like they don't really show Adana, or Sam's kids. When last time we seen Scott? She's been all over the place. We barely see Scott. Um, Soap babies have a tendency to disappear until it's time for a holiday or for them to age. I think most likely Molly would be pregnant of all the people named. Willowine had sex, so I don't think she'd be pregnant with Chase baby. I don't, and then tell Michael it's his. I don't know. I don't think. Hopefully they wouldn't do that to Michael again. Then yeah, hopefully if anybody's pregnant, Molly, but I prefer none of them to be pregnant and just give them some storylines. Um, well, Johnny Demira, um, I don't know when he comes. I know Sammy comes in the summer, but I'm not really looking forward to his appearance. He's the only kid on the show. So I guess he's going to be comic relief or something. Maggie gets out of jail next week. I think Lee Shin will probably turn out to be Stefano, even though they're not showing him. But he is one of the cast members. Yeah, he's not off the show. Oh yeah, I did see Cocaine, but y'all can let me know if Cyrus is Sasha's father. I haven't seen anything saying that in spoilers. Although General Hospital is very stingy with their spoilers. But, you know, Sasha doing cocaine will probably bring her and Chase together. He'll probably be the one to help her, and that's how they fall in love. So on Facebook, we have someone with a question. Okay, Jody M. Jones. Jody M. Jones, you know, these TV movies like Hallmark and Lifetime have just been a regular place for soap actors to go on ahead and get like a job here and there, be in a movie here and there. They've been doing it for years. Susan Lucci did it going back that far in the 80s. So it's nothing new for soap actors to do Hallmark and Lifetime films or even other TV movies back when TV movies were a big thing on the regular channels before cable. And I do remember life before cable and the internet. Um, I think John's kidnapping, which happened off camera, was lazy. I'm so tired of Marlene and John taking turns getting kidnapped. It is like a bad joke. John getting knocked out, Marlena waking up in the Mansion's basement. It's like if Marlena is missing, just go ahead to the Demir house and check out those rooms down there, you know, the wine cellars or whatever, because 9 times out of 10 that's where she is. But yeah, now they're taking turns. So Marlena was the last one to be kidnapped, so now it's John's turn. So I think that's too repetitive. The writing is too repetitive. I definitely pitched if Ron ever saw it, the heart-to-heart theory with them being detectives working together. Her is the psychologist and he is the PI. And you can bring Steve in there and Kaylin want to in on it too. There'd be something different, but just don't let him get kidnapped. Lord, don't let him get kidnapped. Lisa, I think they will stick through with the revenge plot. Sarah is highly motivated, having lost her baby, and Brady is highly motivated, losing his baby and Kristen. So I think that Brady and Sarah will do whatever they got to do to get back at Victor. I do think that Victor will eventually make a deal. He won't um, he won't testify that Kristen is the one that stabbed him, and she won't have him locked up for switching her baby because it was him and Xander. And that gets him and Xander off the hook, and that gets her off the hook. Then that's why she won't be gone that long. I think she's back in June. Also, we find out that the time jump was a dream in June, so everything's coming to a head. He might just turn on the show one day and, you know, Kristen and Brady together with their baby, and Sarah got maybe pregnant with Xander, and who knows how the reset button will hit if this is all a dream or or Bonnie reading her book. The other theory I have. No, they've already moved on from that, Rosemary. This is a soap opera. People, I mean, look at all the crimes Kristen committed, and she just walked around town like nobody as the untouchable one. You know, look at all the crimes these characters done on the show. Hell, even on General Hospital, you know, all the things that Dr. O did, and she's still, you know, there, kind of. Yeah. Also, before Stephen got shot, Gabby went to sleep. They made a big deal about Gabby going to sleep. And then when she woke up, you know, she found out about Stephen. So Gabby definitely is one of the candidates. If it's a dream, they don't even have to explain about Stephen being dead. They don't have to explain how Vivian comes back. Because she wouldn't have shot anybody, so, or shot at anybody. Well, I think she still would be in trouble by Kate. I don't know. This is so, you never know. Georgine, they just pick up where they left off. When they can start filming again, they, you know, it's like a hiatus. It's like they went on hiatus. The only way a soap restarts from a different point is if they want to do a time jump. Yeah, Lisa, but I don't think Chad has actually seen Stefan yet. So him and Abigail, other than hallucination, haven't seen Stefan yet. They need to get that reaction out before she leaves next week. C.S. Hopper, we are discussing both shows because there's only two soap operas. There's no need to wait a half hour to only talk about one or the other. And there hasn't been a lot of General Hospital questions, so it's mostly days. Nancy, the letter is a suicide letter. So Xander got to rush and save Maggie, I think Monday, from committing suicide. Well, if it's a dream barber, none of it happened. So Adrian wouldn't be dead. And Bonnie most certainly wouldn't be dead either. Good morning, Gina. Um, Chad could be Stefano. I still think it's Li Shin, but I think Chad is still a puppet. That he's still doing that La Familia stuff. But, you know, you never know. But who did Dr. Rolf and Stefano? He had a meeting with Tony and Kristen. I don't remember if Chad was there or not, but he had that one last family meeting. We never found out what he said. So Jacarius, I just got to notice that your comment was held because you cursed. So don't curse in the comment section, and it won't automatically hold your comments. Just a note. Because for some reason, I'm looking at two screens now, and this screen is showing me more information and moving faster than this screen. So there's like a little delay in me responding to your comment is because for some reason this computer is working faster than this computer. Yeah, Gina, I thought that was like stupid. He got over his brainwashing faster than Abigail got over her multiple personalities. That was crazy. He didn't get no therapy or nothing. Normally they would have him at Marlena's for a couple of weeks before she says, you know, oh, he's healed. But Abby integration of her multiple personalities, I think it was off camera. It happened so fast. It was not realistic at all. Barbara, I mean, I don't know if that's where the problem lies with the family ring. I do think it's a drugging issue, and then maybe with her chemistry or something, or her history, it's affected her brain chemistry. We don't know what Ron's going to come up with, but they just needed her off the show because, you know, she's not on contract. Yeah, Chad isn't acting like a person on him. That's why I call him Zombie Chad, because I'm like either Brian, shoot, what's his name? Shoot. Well, actor playing Chad. I can't remember his name right now. But either he forgot how to act or Chad is still under Stefano's control. As far as I know, they're not writing off Victor. So him and Ron said last year that he wasn't leaving the show. That his retirement was a rumor. Billy Flynn, thank you. I was trying to remember. I was trying to remember. Yeah, but Billy Flynn, he's a good actor. There were times where I was like, Emmy, 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 give me an Emmy. But now it's like either he's like Sam on General Hospital and just don't care. You don't like the storyline or the writing or something. Or, you know, he just like he's getting a paycheck. All this junk. And I need him to like get a new love interest while Abigail's gone. We need Billy Flynn. He's better when he's got a love interest to play off of. You know. Yeah. Um, I know what happened, but I'm drawing a blank. I know Maggie, Gina. Maggie said goodbye and was going to kill herself. And there was Orpheus and Evan that chloroformed her. They want to kidnap her and hold her for ransom. But then they had the car accident, so they left her there with a bottle of vodka. And Abigail still hallucinating. And Gabby, I can't remember. I know what happened, but I can't. I remember the show as the week, but for some reason Friday, it all just kind of blended in together. Um, I don't think he'll be there much longer. Evan's already in jail for murder, and Orpheus. I mean, once Orpheus kidnapped John, that was the end of him being on the show. It's just a matter of John being rescued, Orpheus being captured, and then he goes down for Maggie's accident and kidnapping John. So Orpheus isn't a long haul character. He's let's bring him in and shake things up, and then he can leave again. But I don't think he'll last past May sweeps. He seems like a sweeps villain. Clyde will probably eventually come back. They probably bring him back around the time of the wedding. Ben will probably want a few words with his father or something. Jackie, we're talking about everything at the same time. So people that want to talk about GH have already started. We talked about Sasha earlier and the cocaine, and so with only two soaps on the air, there's no reason to um, uh, separate it. I don't think we get a half hour out of General Hospital anyway, maybe 15 minutes. Because you gotta remember, there's only two shows a week. That show, each show was split in half and filled with flashbacks. So they use flashbacks for filler. So technically, there's only two shows left next week. Yeah, yeah. And I was saying earlier that I think Chase will help Sasha with her drug addiction, and that'll probably be how they fall in love. And then Michael and Glow, that would be a good time for them to find out that they lied and never cheated, and cause lots of issues. There's not a whole lot to talk about in General Hospital because we don't get a whole lot of story. Yeah, that's why, Lisa, that's why I really hope that Jake and is really Stefan, because Gabby is really um, playing it thick with, her really feeling in her heart. That's really Stefan. And they still have that chemistry. Although if he was a Stefan twin, soaps do this all the time with doppelgangers and twins, but wouldn't it be weird to, in real life, to lose someone you love and so you just switch to their twin who's a completely different person? We ain't seen Ryan in at least a year, or it feels like a year. Hmm. Well, I don't think Cyrus will be around for very long. I think Tyler Christopher has become one of those actors that is constantly being referred to as eternally coming back, like General Hospital. They do all the time with Brenda. Things Are Our Lives. They do it all the time with Bo. Where there's just certain actors that are really popular, in that you're constantly hearing they're coming back. They might come back. They're thinking about coming back. Shows trying to court them, and then it never happens. So I need to see a real confirmation that Tyler Christopher has actually got a show either through him or through the show. Although even sometimes with the actors, it's not true. Daniel Goddard on Young and the Restless was like um, trying to get people to campaign for him to be on Bold and Beautiful. It didn't happen. Um, so you never know. People have been talking about Billy Miller forever. Oh, he's coming back to be Billy. No, he's coming back on to be Drew. It's just, I think part of it is just clickbait that is created by different blogs and magazines to get you to read or pick up, or most people just look at the headline and run with it. Um, and it fuels the fans who just will see a headline, Bo coming back, question mark. Then they go, oh, Bo's coming back. They don't understand the question mark means he may not. Then they'll say, argue with me, oh no, I read he's coming back. I'm like, did you actually read the article? I did. It said might, maybe, possibly, but not is. Christy is way too soon to know what's going on with Jake. The spoilers only go ahead maybe 2 weeks, sometimes 3. So I don't think there's information that's out there yet. I think Michael and Willow worked well together because Willow, I'm sorry, I thought you meant Sasha. I don't like Michael and Willow because Michael and Willow will be as boring as watching paint dry. I know they're 2 good characters, but Willow doesn't have any kind of fire. You know, they took that away when they stopped making her Nina daughter, and her and Nina stopped having scenes together and that friction. But, you know, so Willow and Michael and She Loves Wiley, and then what's their storyline? They just sit there and look stupid. You know, Michael needs some woman walking on. Well, the best thing about Michael and Sasha is that she was a little like Carly, which would keep Michael on his toes, versus Willow, who might at the most be pining for Chase. When it comes to Valentine, I don't know what he's going to get caught about because he ain't really doing nothing. They've been working hard to, I mean, he's sitting there having a conversation with Laura, talking about, you think I can be a good person? And him and Lulu working things out. So if you had said Peter, then I could understand that. But Valentine, they got him in a redemption storyline. He's not getting caught about nothing. Okay, Purple Tink 007. I'll see you next time. I'll be back Wednesday at 8 p.m. I don't know what you mean about alternating stations for COVID. I don't know what you mean by that. Oh my God. Jackie O'Neill, did you say William for real? Are you, because we make gay jokes about Michael, because he definitely has more chemistry with Chase, but anyway. You said William. Did you really mean William as a joke, or did you mean to say Willow? I'm just saying. Yeah, I know that ideally most soap fans are romantics, but here's the deal. Currently, soap writers are more focused on plot and twists. And so characters that are put together and they're just happy, like Lulu and Dante, you know, they don't get any storylines at all because all the other characters are involved in twist and drama. The happy characters aren't. I do realize back in the 70s, the 80s, maybe a little bit early 90s, a couple could be happy, stay together, and have, you know, problems or even just be a good couple. That actually happened. On Loving, they had a big storyline where the couple got together. I can't remember which characters they were, but I remember that the guy was impotent. I think he had a car accident or something. He was impotent, and they were dealing with real world issues. Even Max and Blair, I think it was Max and Blair, they got together, and you know he had gambling issues over on One Life to Live, but they were still together. They just had relationship issues. But now, once they put couples together, Eli and Lonnie over on Days of Our Lives, they don't write those kind of stories for those characters anymore. They don't write the happy couple just having a picnic. I mean, even Sierra and Ben, what do they really do together? they have sex, and they have sex, and they have some more sex, and then they're gonna have sex some more. As a couple, they're not really doing things that couples do other than the sex. So the way a lot of fans want the characters to be written for them to be together, it really means that the end of them having storylines and them being put on the back burner. It doesn't mean that you're now going to get this great happy super couple, because they don't write like that anymore. If they still wrote like that, fine. But you know, when you ask for your couples to be together, it really means you don't want them to have a storyline and you barely get to see them. But as long as they're fighting to be together, they'll be front and center. That's my little editorial. And you'll see. I've been watching soap about 40 years. This is how it is. So after my editorial, are there any other topics you want to jump on? Yeah, I think black characters got more storylines in the 80s and 90s. Just like they're doing a whole Winter's Week on Young the Restless this week, and that's kind of makes me sad. Not because they're doing a Winter's Week, it's because they understand how important the winters were to the family, to the fans, enough to actually give them their own dedicated week. And when the show we'll come back to them barely focusing on those characters, and black characters becomes tokens again, and not having their storylines developed properly. And that's the sad part of it, is that these shows understand the importance of these characters, and they still don't give them their proper due. They treated Kristen uh, uh, let's say Kristen from Days of Our Lives, Kristoff St. John, horribly. Actually dumped him on a plane. They weren't even in the same scene together. They were in a relationship that barely showed them together. You know, Kristoff was really given nothing to do on the show for over a year. You know, they showed Gabby going to Rolf. I think that was Wednesday's episode with Gabby and Rolf, and it turns out that he lied about the serum and lied about him being Stefan or whatever. Um, because next week's spoilers promo shows her saying you lied to me, and he's like, because I don't like you. Well, Barbara, we do know that they're soap operas have a tendency to write people that have money as if they don't have money. Sierra was working for her family when it first started. I'm sure she made six figures easily. Victor would not just give her a BS job. Plus, Sierra has a trust fund. Sierra could afford to put them in a penthouse, but she knows it would probably make Ben feel like less of a man if she just came and start whipping out her debit card, her credit card. So, Sierra is rich. I remember when she tried to tap into her trust fund early and they wouldn't let her. But now she's at an age where I'm sure she can tap into her trust fund as much as she wants. Like Steve, how is Steve don't have a place to live? We know Steve got money. Lisa, if I was actually the person in charge of having to do these back stories until they can start filming again, this is what I would do if I was in charge. I would actually take some of the classic storylines and I would run them straight through, and I would cut out other storylines. So if we were dealing with General Hospital and the Ice Princess, I would only take Ice Princess scenes because you don't want to get caught up in other storylines that were happening that aren't going to, you ain't going to be able to see a year's worth of the show. So I would take just that one storyline and I would just be putting shows together that focuses on specific stories and have them play out, or with classic characters in the story and let that story play out on the screen, only using those character scenes. That way you don't get sort of caught up in stuff that doesn't matter. And you can show the fans the full story because you're only showing one storyline. You can show the full story and give them more than enough time to film and get their new episodes back together. But that's what I would do. So if I was doing, and General House was some great adventures from not just the Ice Princess, but they were like Felicia was like a princess or something, and then we got, I'm about to say One Life to Live Eternal. But you know what I'm saying. There's a lots of stories that they can really focus on the story itself, and let that be a month or two of that, because instead of a year-long storyline that they may have had, it might be 2 months when you only use those specific scenes. Yeah, I wish that Gabby had actually got to do it, but Ben the hero came in fast. I thought he was still at lunch with Sierra and Hope, and then all of a sudden he's just there. Hey, good morning, Logan 25. We got 13 more minutes, and then I'm gonna let everybody get back to their day and enjoy their Saturday. Barbara, I think that Maurice will stay on General Hospital for the long haul. I don't think he's going to be jumping ship anytime soon unless he got such a major offer like a primetime show, or he does a movie that puts him in a spotlight that makes him a movie star or something. I think that he's going to keep collecting his General Hospital check. He's still got seniority over a lot of actors and storyline preferences, and they definitely cater to the character of Sonny even when they shouldn't have to. So I don't see him leaving anytime soon. I think it'll be like Susan Lucci, where Susan Lucci got popular and she was threatening to leave the show when they would pull out the Brinks truck and just pay her more money, and she would stick around and stay to the end. Yes, Gina. Yeah. And you know what? I never thought of it like that. Oh man, this like Cleopatra played by um, Elizabeth Taylor and a lot of the other people that we know that Cleopatra was black. Just in case you didn't know, they're actually in Africa. Cleopatra was black. Yeah, but based on movies in America, you would never think that. Autumn, you have a blessed and safe weekend as well. Thank you for joining us. I know. I mean, if she gets with him and Jake turns out to be the real character, that's fine because they still have chemistry intact. I just think in real life, it's just weird to switch from one brother to the next just because they look alike. But also in real life, people do switch from one brother to the other, especially if you watch Maury Povich, Jerry Springer, and you know, other trashy daytime talks. Yeah, he also has some things going on. He'll also be trying to protect her from whatever he's gotten himself involved in. People are trying to, attack him. So if she was involved with him, that would also put her in the line of fire. So we can also think of it that way, even if he is Stefan, or just like Adam on Young and the Restless when he was Spider, with no memory, he got into that trouble, um, the whole thing he did in Vegas. And Jake could be the same storyline. Without his memory, he got involved with some criminals and stuff, and now he's indebted. And he wouldn't want Gabby to have to go through that, deal with that with him. Lynn Streeter, you have an awesome Saturday as well. Hey, Barber. Thank you for joining us. You have a great weekend. So, trying to switch back to my other computer. So, yeah, Maggie slapped Xander last week. Not, it wasn't this week. She slapped him last week because that's when he told her the truth about the accident. At least in the baby switching, at least what he thought was the baby switching truth, not the accident, but the baby switching truth. There's not even the truth. And Gina, the time jump should be over the end of this month or early June. It's just we're almost there. Well, if they put Sarah and Brady together, it'll probably be a temporary situation. Kristen is coming back, and Sarah and Xander, they're not done yet. They're just mad at. She's just mad at them. Okay, Rosemary. God bless as well. Be safe. Yeah, Gina, we're almost at the end. There's also part of the reason why other people have storylines because they wrap the time jump stuff. So Nathan, I think you're right. I didn't actually see Maggie slap Xander. I just know when it was supposed to happen. I don't remember it happening. I looked for it, but you could be right. I thought maybe I just fast forward or something and missed it. But yeah, it was supposed to happen last week. All right. See you, Christy. You have a good weekend as well. And Jacarius. Looks like lots of people are leaving, getting with that Saturday. Here in Baltimore, it's 80 degrees. So I don't know where we're going to go, but I may go out on my deck and, you know, that's where actually we're going to film. This morning, I was going to go out on the deck and film because I live in the woods. So it would have been like a nice little background, trees and stuff. But, you know, I realized it was almost 12 and didn't have time to set up. So, but I'm glad you all joined me today. And Georgine, you have it as well. Gina, they're faking. Brady and Sarah have a plan to get back at Victor. And part of that plan is them pretending to be together. So Brady isn't actually with Sarah. It also helps Sarah to be able to keep Xander away if he thinks she's sleeping with Brady. Yeah, and this week, Lisa, Xander saves Maggie from killing herself, so I can't see her slapping him for saving her life, especially if they let him know the truth, and that's what stops her. That Orpheus, because by Friday she's out of jail. Like Thursday, Friday, I've read scenes where she was like at the mansion, so she's not going to be in jail for very long. So everybody's saying goodbye for the most part. So I'm just going to close it out, let y'all have your weekend. Wednesday, I'll see you again. And I've got to actually start putting together my videos. I got to film today. So hello, Bridget. I'm about to roll out. Feel free to do the rewatch. So because I got to actually start filming my soap spoilers for this week. And then I can edit it and hopefully get it out to you tonight or tomorrow morning. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate you sharing your afternoon with me, and I'll catch you next time.